I think it's lasted so long because PBS has taken care of it. PBS is not a commercial network who, has to read the ratings every Monday morning and see how much money the sponsors are making. It has been a place where things can flourish and languish. It hasn't been judged every year and thrown out. It's been allowed to build. It has gone through thin times when another network would have killed it and maybe should have killed it. However, if PBS had killed it in the thin years, we wouldn't have been there for Sherlock and Downton. We wouldn't have become what we are now, which is the highest rated show on PBS. A player, and the thing that makes money for PBS. This is the unknown thing about Masterpiece, is that it is profitable for the local stations because the local stations can run local ads for, Sam's auto body shop around an episode of Masterpiece, as well as the national underwriting in Viking. So the station gets that money. Their members say they join, Toledo Public Television because of Masterpiece. It is a magnet for people to want to join, and then they pay their $65 a year to be there. It is iconic. It in many ways, it defines what public television is, and it's really hard to brand yourself these days because there's so many people trying to, but we have a brand that's been there for all these years. I think it's I think it's also because the quality of the productions has been very high. I would say that's what we've tried very hard to do, to always keep it, the quality particularly of the writing and the acting and the production design and the editing, to keep the bar very high. So where it's a niche. It's arguably a niche of excellence. Let's try Masterpiece because it's always pretty good. I think that has kept it going. I think then there's something happened, that the familiarity with the actors, because British actors, somebody made a joke and said there are really only 7 British actors working. Because if you watch Masterpiece enough, you say, yeah, I remember. She was in Miss Marple. Look, wasn't she in, so then it gets to be a familiarity with a stable of really, really, really good actors who like to do television, because in England they don't just want to rush off and do movies. They want to stay, do theater, television, and movies. I think in choosing the programs, I find that I look for another, I don't know, secret sauce, whatever you would call it, which is something either affirming, inspirational, illuminating about the human condition. This sounds very grand, and I probably couldn't defend it for every single show, but to my mind, it's interesting if there is a story, a well-told story that shows somebody learning something, somebody changing, somebody dealing with adversity and finding a way through. If there is a reason to see something differently, a different prism look on a situation, rather than just be mindless entertainment, not just be predictable outcome, not just be happy ending. So we've done a few things over the years that I haven't had particularly good ratings, and that I would have thought, this isn't necessarily going to make everybody feel great. We just did a Benedict Cumberbatch thing called The Child in Time, which was a story by Ian McEwan about a man who takes his 3 or 4-year-old daughter out to do errands, and she disappears. He loses her. So it's a story of what happens to a marriage when that happens. But there is redemption in it. There's love, there's resolution. And I thought, yeah, I think the world needs a little bit more of this. This is good to do. That's usually the final decider for me.